All right, I'm back. You back. We back. Just like it's about how you already know, it's me, your girl P, your favorite bitch, and your favorite witch. Welcome to this week's episode of Postscript, also known as PS, the talk show. And I know my hair looks fucking amazing. I know. It really reminds me of like when I was a kid and when I used to wear cornrows all the time before I had my dreads. I do miss wearing like straight back cornrows like when I was a kid, and I also miss being able to like wear an afro. That's the only thing like that I don't like. I could wear straight backs with my hair, but it's just too much. Like they're gonna be giant. So because all of it is not even braided up, it's just like the top that's braided, and then the bottom isn't like a little braid. So, anyhow, yeah. So, but I miss wearing the afro so bad. Like I really thought I was Angela Davis when I was in first grade. Like I wore afros all the time with little bandanas. That was white and blue, that matched my little uniform. Like I really thought I was a Black Panther for real. But that's not here nor there. We're gonna get to our first segment today, which is always P's favorite pieces. And the only thing I have to say is, ooh, yeah, this is what my is getting their own money. Shout out to Young Boy. Like, Control owes me nothing. Like, nothing. The show was so good. I feel like, unfortunately, sometimes when I go see rappers and it's like a big tour and I've never seen them on like a big tour, I don't be expecting much. And I never like seen nothing from the tour. Like I wasn't looking at footage and stuff. So everything was very much on brand, like on like how he always be saying grave diggers. Like the stage was like a cemetery on one side. Then there was like a bando house on the other side. Then like the house split in half and the roof came off that motherfucker. It was a crazy screen behind him, like just putting up all these visuals. It was like, it was crazy. And then there was one part of the floor that like lifted him up like, it was amazing. Amazing. Like, he owes me anything years. I definitely got to figure out a way to go see him again. I want to see him on his birthday in Louisiana, but that's a stretch. He is coming back to Houston, and I do want to see him when he come back to the Houston show, but that's pending. So we'll get into that at a later date. But the show, nonetheless, was so good. The branding was great. Shout out to the creative director because they ate with everything. The dancers was cute. Like, it was pyro. It was like, it was nice. It was nice. And I really appreciate the fact that he was up there like giving, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It was, they had like little choreo and shit. He had a little choreo with the dancers. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like to see him as a young man. I mean, cause like the last time I see him, he was still a teenager. Like I think this was like 8 years ago, maybe something like that. And it was like a little small arena, and it wasn't even like his performance per se, but it was like a bunch of people performing, and he was also performing, but he was the last one that performed, and he turned that drink out. But it was in Baltimore, so you already know that was a whole nother thing in itself too. But shout out to YB. Like, I feel like I'm an even bigger YB fan than before I went, because it was just so lit, and the stadium was green the whole time. Like, everybody, like, I thought I was gonna eat with my little green bandana and tie up around my leg. Girls was in there with green wigs, and I said, you ate. Every single one of y'all ate. It was so many different age ranges in there. Like, it was like young kids, like middle school, high school. It was like young adults, like college. It was people my age, people a little bit older than me. It was people like, I seen mothers with their kids, family, like mother and fathers with their kids. I'm like, young, this is nuts. It's like, I ain't never seen that many like ages for real like that at a concert. And then also it was so many black people. I don't even think I saw one white person like in the show. I don't think I did. It was so many black people. And then now we're just gonna get to our next segment, which is you know, but I could go on forever because the show was so good, and I'm just so proud of him. Like, shout out to, you know, Katrell. The next thing I want to say for P's favorite pieces is I went to Bissonnette. This is the same day as the Young Boy show. That morning I woke up, went to Bissonnette, got my car washed. They was having a little free car wash. They was giving out free Kona Ice. Y'all remember the Kona Ice truck at Drew? If you went to Drew, y'all remember that? Like, we used to leave out on the red floor, and then like you go outside and the truck would be like parked right on the front, like, you know, that little garden bed, little brick wall we used to sit at that was outside of the window. The truck used to be like parked on the little sidewalk. Y'all remember that at Drew? But anyways, they had Kona Ice for free. They was giving out free car washes. So I went to Bissonnette, got my little snack, got my car wash. Then I was like, ooh, while I'm over here, I might as well like try to find something to wear so that I ain't gotta keep stopping and running and going all over the place. Because Texas is like real wide. So like once you in one side, and especially I knew I was like 15, 20 minutes away from my house. Once you on one side and you don't necessarily have a route, you need to figure out what's around you before you go and get on the highway. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, let me go to Rainbow real quick. See if I can find like some little shorts or a little like skirt or a little skirt. But I knew, I 100% knew that I did not want one of them little pleated skirts that's like this long, I 100% knew that was not what I was looking for, because I knew everybody was gonna have it on. But I was like, I do want like a skirt, like the drink with the little flap in the front with the shorts in the back, or like a belt. I could feel that vibe. I'm like, ooh, I could do a little shorts. Like, everybody that know me know I love a good pair of shorts, love a good pair of hot pants. So I'm like, okay, let me look for that. But then I ended up finding this like little bubble skirt kinda, but not bubble skirt in the way you're thinking. I'm gonna put it in a picture because I look so good. They're like, ooh, I had such a good time. But so I did find that in that little black top. Already had them cowboy boots. Lime green is one of my favorite colors, actually. So I was at the car wash from Bissonnette, like I said. So I went to the beauty supply store, and then I was like, ooh, while I'm in here, let me go ahead and get a bandana. Like, that's perfect because I ain't gonna have to stop again. So, girl, why I go into the beauty supply store look for the bandanas, and I got the last lime green one. I said, oh, that's a sign. It's about to go up tonight. Like, yeah, this is about to go crazy. So then I did that. Went to the beauty supply store. Then, of course, the beauty supply store always got like little stuff that you just see and you need. I also got this from the beauty supply store. It's just so super cute. It's like a little glitter oil thing, and if you know me, I love glitter. I love to sparkle, so I'm really excited to actually use this. And this is in the color rose gold. They did have 3 colors, and they also had 3 different types. It was this one, it was one in a circle bottle, and then it was one like a spray one that was like a cheaper one. I think this was not $8 or $9, so I don't remember, but it's a pretty big bottle and it's glass, so it's a nice top, like a nice sprayer on it. It's, yeah, I like it. So shout out to Bissonnette. The other thing I want to say about Bissonnette, okay, I leave the beauty supply store. All this is in the same parking lot, mind you. I literally leave the car wash and drive to the beauty supply store. And then I was like, oh, I need something to let me go to Rainbow. Rainbow, right, like 2 seconds down the street. So, okay, I leave out the parking lot, drive down the street, drive into the other parking lot, go to the Rainbow. I'm like, bet, let me go to this little clearance section, see what I can get. Start running through. So, okay, I'm getting through the clearance section. I'm finding so many little cute little stuff. $3, $2, $3, $3, $3, $5, $2. Like, so many cute little pieces. Found my little skirt. I think my little skirt was $3. Found that little black little cami little shirt. I think that was $3. Outfit, $6. Period. Like, that's amazing. I love being a woman. I would not want to be a man. Like, their clothes is so expensive. But, so, did that. Okay, cool. Now, mind you, I'm in the Rainbow, ringing my stuff up. I got a bunch of stuff, right? I think I ended up spending like $40, and I got like maybe like, I don't even know how much stuff, but a lot of stuff. Stuff was $3 and $5. Put it together. So I'm standing in line, and the lady, I got this dress. It's so cute. It's just like a long little dress, and it's like a tube, like, like a bandeau dress, and it's just long, like a maxi dress, and it got a split at the back, and it's black. And if you know me personally, I love like little black stuff. So, okay, the dress supposed to be $5, and she's like, oh, it's not ringing up, whatever. It's supposed to be this, supposed to be. I said, I don't care what it's supposed to be. That's not what it said. And it's a tag that somebody has made and put on here purposely. It's not that like somebody switched the tag. You know how like you ever go to a store and they have like manually written out a tag with the number and all that, and with the style number and the price and the barcode and all that. And I'm like, somebody in here wrote that and put it on here. I don't work here. Why is that my problem? So she was like, oh, I can't. I'm like, all right, girl, whatever. So she keep bringing my stuff up, whatever. So mind you, the girl behind me, she like, oh, and keep that bag on your shoulder. Don't worry about it. And so I'm just like standing there waiting for the lady to bring my little stuff up, because I had my little purse on my shoulder that I took to the young boy show. It was also lime green. So I'm standing there letting her ring up the rest of my little stuff. She said, oh yeah, don't worry about it. Keep that bag on your shoulder. I'm about to pop the tag off. And then as I'm standing there until the lady like bring on my last thing. And you know how rainbow counters be high sometimes. Like, a rainbow counter could come like up here sometimes. So the lady, and they be taking the sensors off of everything. The person had no sensor on it. That was the crazy part. So it was meant for me to steal it. But anyhow, so I'm standing there, and the girl was like telling me my total, and the cash register girl. And so I like go, and I already had my wallet and phone like in my hand. So I go to open my wallet to get my credit card out, and I step over to like the pay machine. And as soon as I step, the girl like popped the tag. So it wasn't no like friction. It all just like worked, like literally. And I got long hair, so you couldn't see the chain of the purse like over my shoulder. So so then I pay or whatever, get my little stuff, walk out, and I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Period. And I got the fuck up out of there. And I was like, all right, let me remember I can't go to the Rainbow on Bissonnette for a little minute because I done stole something out of there. But the purse was so cute. It's like one of them little jelly purses, and it's like sparkly, and it was like lime green. It was perfect. It was meant for me to sell it. So shout out to the girl at the Rainbow on Bissonnette. She was a baddie too. They helped me steal that purse. So shout out to you, because that lady was giving me a hard time for that dress. Period. And the purse was $7, and the dress was $5. So I got $2 up on you, ho. Take it up with merchandise or whoever the people call it. So that wraps up this week's favorite pieces. Our next segment is going to be questions that need answers. What is different in your life now? And what have you asked for that you have? And maybe you haven't taken the time to allow yourself to be happy and celebrate that. That's the questions that I want to ask this week. So think about it. Write about it. Dream about it. Pray about it. What pissed me off was also, I'm at the YB show. I 100% know that there's going to be lighters. I know it was so much weed smoke at the end of the concert, young. Oh my God. So I'm like, I know that there's going to be lighters in here. The way that people just smoking everywhere. So, and I love when like merch people like go on tour and they have lighters. I'm like, that's such a cute little collectible. But anyhow, I go there, no lighters. I'm like, okay, y'all got magnets. That's my new thing. He like, nope, no magnets. I'm like, all right, whatever. I get my basic little combo t-shirt poster. I also collect tour posters. So that made me mad that there was no lighters at the Young Boy concert. That really pissed me off. And then the other thing that pisses me off is that it was some dates that dropped. Y'all know that little page, tonight's conversation, and they got like a little animated, little bubbly logo, and it's like red and white or something like that. But anyhow, Mona and Poor Minds is gonna be with them, and they coming to Houston when I'm gonna be in North Carolina at homecoming. And that feels illegal, and that's really pissing me the fuck off. But we're gonna move on. Because how am I miss Poor Minds and Mona? Like, what? Anyhow, next topic. Bar for bar. I don't per se know if I have a lyric that I want to talk about, but I did, since I'm talking about YB, I did want to talk about how I really do enjoy the way that he structures his verses and things. It's very just him. Like, nobody else raps like that. So that's another thing that makes me like him. It's like nobody else raps like this. Nobody. The other thing I love like this with all artists though. Like, I love a good little catchphrase, a good little tag, a good little sound effect. Like, he has so many. Like, he's so memeable also. But he has so many. Like I was saying earlier about with the grave digger thing, and it was the little graveyard and all that stuff. He had like little like skeleton gloves on or whatever, like they had like little skeleton bones on it, and then he had like this white outfit. Like, it all like went together, and I was like, I understand the vision. I see it, and I was just shocked, honestly, and I was very impressed. So that's why I don't know, keep talking. You know you're gonna hear 4K Trey, you know you're gonna hear Free D Dog, you know you're gonna hear Free Baba. Like, you gonna hear, you ain't got no choice to be safe, get shot in your face. Like, it's so many variations of that little one. Like, cause why would you say that? But yeah, just very impressed. Very, very, very impressed. Conscious Cunt, again, being in there and watching all of these black men and so much pure bliss and joy, dancing. Like, when he did the little song Niggas Hitting the Gritty, like, it was just like, y'all are having the time of y'all life, and I love that. And I wish there was more spaces like that for men. I don't know, but it was very, I don't know, it affected me in like a good way. Cause like, it wasn't, even when we was leaving out, like, niggas wasn't pushing and shoving, like nothing. We was outside the concert. I didn't realize it until afterwards, but Young Boy did drive past us like down the street. I didn't even know that was him because I was not paying attention. It was dirt bikes. It was like just a million people in lime green. Like, it was like an army. It was crazy, dog. Like, but just seeing all of those like young black men just so free in that moment. It was, I don't know, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was great. 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 Shout out to them. Another thing I want to talk about for Conscious Cunt that's been like on my mind is just like, Mother Monster is so back. Like, I knew when I heard Abracadabra that Lady Gaga was back to Weird Gaga. And if you know, you know. But her snatching up all them VMAs like that, I said, girl, is it 2011 again? Is it 2012 again? Like, girl, what's going on? It was like, yeah, that made me feel so good. So the other day on Instagram, this is the last thing I'm gonna say about the YB show. The other day on Instagram, I was talking about like all the songs I would love to hear. I got to hear 4 of them, and I think I may be hallucinating the 5th because I was lit a little bit and it was a lot going on. But it was either, I did hear 4 for sure, but the 5th one I really can't confirm, and I have not went back to look through all the videos to see if I have a video of it. But I also know that some songs I didn't even record, because some songs I just be like just living. So I don't know if I'm hallucinating that I heard Akbar or if he actually did Akbar. I'm gonna have to look up the set list, but I don't know. So I was very happy about that, and I was like, oh my god, he did some of the songs I wanted to hear. And then it was like, you know, all the hits and all some other stuff. He did some new songs, and it was a new song that I really like called Kickboxer. And I was like, he's not going to do that song. It's too new. Did it. And I was like, yes! Yes! Yes. Now for our last segment, hashtag I cannot make this shit up. We're going to get into the astrology tea. So, let's get into it. We talked about this in the last couple weeks on September the 7th, and the eclipse season will continue until September the 21st. That is when the next one is going to be. So the first one was on the 7th, the next one will be on the 21st. So on September the 1st, Saturn did move into the astrological sign of Pisces. So Pisces is very dreamy, very like frolicky, very like cloudy, like headspace, kind of like woo, like kind of thing, right? So it's just like calling all of the fantasies to the front, all the things that you've been dreaming about. And not even just dreaming about, but the dream you've been selling yourself for like the past maybe like 2 years, since 2023 specifically. March of 2023. It's time for you to come up front with whatever that facade you may be trying to hold up about something that maybe occurred. Now it's just time to bring it to the front and be absolutely honest about it. And then in doing that, think about, from you maybe trying to hold up a facade or keep up a fantasy, what has become unearthed in light of that. So yeah, this month and, you know, first week or so of September was a very good time for you to, you know, be completely honest with all of the fantasies and with yourself, and just be full fucking real. Because with the second eclipse, I just feel like I just keep hearing that little like soundbite. The pressure is getting worse. So Uranus did move into the astrological sign of Gemini on September the 5th, and Gemini, you know, is the I think, and Uranus is the well, I disturb. So let's figure out what you know and what you think you know, right? And with Mercury being in Virgo, I believe that happened on September the 2nd. That gives Mercury as the, you know, talking about it, and Virgo is the being about it. Girl, I be pulling this together, like that's crazy. So when I say we're in the eclipse portal, I am referring to the total lunar eclipse in Pisces that happened, or the full moon eclipse in Pisces that happened. And I was listening to Maddie's show, and she said something that transit is bringing feel, heal, and reveal. Like I was saying about like what fantasy, what dream you've been selling yourself. Feel it, heal it, so that you can reveal a better you. And then like I was saying, you know, think about to the March of 2023, that's Pisces season. So think about maybe your last couple Pisces seasons. Go back to your calendar, well not calendar, but your gallery, and look at your pictures from like March, you know, in February of 2023, 24, and 25, and really figure out what's the same but different, right? What's better? What's elevated? What's upgraded? And then not only that, once you identify what's the different, what's the same but different, what makes it different? And then that thing is now a non-negotiable. Whatever has made things different, now that's a unshaken boundary. That's for sure a hard boundary. So yeah, it's time for you to be strict. And I don't mean that in the way of like being avoidant or like being a way of isolation. Because my girl Pixie said avoidance isn't peace, it's a distraction. That's all we got for this week. Love y'all. See y'all next time. Please continue to watch. Subscribe, like, comment, share. You know how we end the video. If you don't, too bad. Bitches be mad because they be hating, and bitches be hating because they be mad.